everybody, Mike Pfeiffer with Pfeiffer Hobby Supply. Today we're going to do ACTRR Update 23. Show you what I've been up to again, and I hope you enjoy it today. Okay everybody, as you can see, I got the area done back here behind the trestle. I still have to weather the trestle. I got the track ballasted back in the back there around to the tunnel portal. So everything here is just about ready to put the turntable and the roundhouse into. However, I've been doing a little more work on the track and the scenery beyond this point, and I'm going to show you that today. But I just wanted you to see the scenery back here behind the trestle. It turned out extremely well. I have some video I took with my phone of Gavin doing the plastering work back there, and I'll insert that in here. And Gavin, thank you for the help. And now let's see what else I've been up to. Okay, I guess I'll start right here. I wanted to start getting some of the ground cover, not ground cover. Is it going on okay?
Yeah.
Good. Because if it starts getting too thick, gee, you can put a little more water on it. Now you want to try and go under the bridge?
Yeah.
Let me get you another brush. Okay everybody, I wanted to start right here and get the ground texture on around, because I wanted to be able to do the coloring and the scenery on that, so that I can step back here and put the turntable and the roundhouse back in here, because I don't want to have to lean over that to get over there. So I want to get the scenery done up to about this point. While I haven't done that yet, I did continue going on since I had something in my head. If you guys remember, that trestle there I built and was down on that end where the waterfall was on the old layout. I rescued it, and it is now living comfortably in that little canyon there. You will see that I've got the scenery done beyond the canyon. I've got to go in and fill in the ground angle underneath the trestle and do a little bit of coloring there and so forth, obviously. I took the mountain up and joined it to that peak over there. And now if we move over this way, you can see, maybe if I can get my arm steadied, you can see that I have the Indian ruin in place. I have the Indian ruin itself done. Let me zoom in on that. I think it turned out pretty well. All the structures in there are hand cut out of balsa wood block, and the ladders on the fronts of the ruins are made of styrene and then painted. The viga beams, or the beams sticking out of all the buildings, are also styrene. Drilled holes first and then poked the styrene in, and then cut the ends of the styrene off and then painted them. I'm pretty happy with that. I can live with that, and it looks good. It looks good to me. I'm going to back out here. Now the only other trick is getting the color blended in. And of course you can see that the train is passing effortlessly over the trestle and down the hill. I did decide to build this up just a little bit as a semi-view block, so that if you get down low, you don't have to get train track in when I get all that scenic to actually take a photograph of the Indian ruins themselves. Not exactly sure what I'm going to do there. I had a thought of putting a road coming down through this little gap here and out here, and then putting a parking lot in here as a national park or a state park or something like that. I may do that at some point. I may just have a trail that goes up there. I don't really have that planned yet. But anyway, I blended in the plaster cloth around it and took the plaster cloth up to the pinnacle of that hill over there, which is the dividing point between the two, the printed backdrop and the masonite backdrop. That will all have some kind of foliage on it to undefine that edge. But I guess that's really about it for right now. I just wanted you guys to see where I'm at here, and let me back up just a little bit so you can get a kind of an idea of the scope of what's going on here. Working my way down, and it's actually going well. I don't care anything about doing, I did up to this point right here simply because of what I told you over here. And I just happened to stop here. Now this right here will probably stay like this for quite some time until I work my way between there and there, between these 2 points here, back in the back, and get all that scenic, and put the mine in or whatever I'm going to put back there on that flat plateau where the siding is. I'm thinking of the unobtainium mine, but not quite positive yet. But anyway, once I get all that blended in, at least with the plaster cloth, then I'll come back, put some plaster over it, which I have put plaster over a lot of this right here. As you can see, I have plaster to this point right here, and then I've got to keep plastering that way with the top coat, and at some point then I'll continue on. The one thing I am finding out when you're doing something and filling in all these holes here, takes a lot of plaster cloth. I've used an entire case of, well, I haven't used it yet, I've got about 3 rolls left, but almost an entire case of plaster cloth. And I'm sure by the time I get done I will have used a full case of plaster cloth. But if you're going to build a layout, you need the materials you need. So anyway, if I think of something else here, I'll let you know before the end of the video. Okay. I did think of something else. It's not much of anything else, but you can kind of see the white plaster line here. I did have some plaster left when I did the other end down there, so I did touch up and tie in the plaster that I had here. Whoops, got my hand over the crossing gate. But anyway, did tie in that and got all that plaster finished up along the edge there. And also, I did a rough coat of top coat plaster on that whole center section right there. What I don't have is that little strip back there that goes all the way around. I've got to get something on that up to this point here. But anyway, that's the only other thing I could figure to tell you, and we'll just sit here for a second, watch the train go by again. And let me try and turn off the gate. Kind of interesting to just run your hand over like sesame and turn the gate off. And as you can see too, one last thing I might say, as you can see, we have southwestern scenery here, and it's going to go down and go into mountain scenery. That's okay with me. We'll figure out a way to transition that wherever the mine is there, somewhere in between the Indian ruin down there and this point right in here somewhere. We'll probably transition to more deserty, less pine trees, going lower in level. And contrary to popular belief, in the desert out here we do have pine trees and some types of conifers at lower levels, but not out in the open bow range, of course. But anyway, as you can see, I have quite a mess. but I am getting to the point where I'm working my way down, and it is starting to look like a train layout. By the way, at this point right here, I'll zoom in. You can see that we have a nice straight shot across the trestle there and around the curve back there. Anyway, that's it for today, and I hope you guys enjoyed 23. Hey everybody, I'm inside now at the editing desk here, and I neglected to tell you that while I was working on the layout out here this week, Robin's been working on a painting. It's a fountain. It's a fiberglass fountain. We bought it years ago. It used to have lights in it and stuff, but she's going to plant flowers in it, and it's set outside and gotten all weather beaten, and I'm going to post a couple, 2 or 3 pictures of her painting this project. She's touching it up. We're going to put it out in a whiskey barrel that we have outside, and then she's going to plant flowers in it. So she's trying to get it painted up so that she can, so that we can put a sealer coat on it, and hopefully it'll last a little longer than it did last time. But I just wanted to share with you that her and I share the space in the garage for our hobbies, and for us that makes it very fun and interesting out there, that we both have something to do occasionally, along with collecting her dolls back here and stuff. But anyways, I just want you to see these pictures because I think she's doing a fantastic job on painting this thing. Well, gang, I hope you enjoyed that update 23 today, and as usual, thanks for watching.